it. They've just got good players that can go and get a trophy.
The know-hows.
But they've got know-hows.
Yeah, they want. I think like most fans, they just want something to believe in. Even if you're not winning trophies or you're not getting top 4, just give me something to believe in. It's happened.
Building block.
Top clubs, even clubs that like Palace, or Bournemouth and these sides where you don't necessarily think you're gonna win the biggest trophy, but you're actually what you're gonna get from your side on a week basis.
Yep.
Doesn't mean you're not gonna lose games, but come on, and I think that's like even from an outside perspective. I listen to Ten Hag speak and like the way United play, and I'm like, bro, like you're just not helping.
Yeah,
yourself.
you're not helping.
Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Keep It 90, episode 29. We're back in the studio thanks to our family at Spotify. We said we're going to be back in, and we are. Copes is not available today for personal reasons, but he'll be here next week. Everyone else is here. I was going to introduce everyone individually, but I ain't got time for that.
Y'all know who we are.
You know who we are, man.
How's everyone's weekends been, though?
Decent.
Yeah?
I'm trying to think what I did. Oh, wait. I went to the Arsenal game. Came back
Anything
home.
else? I'm joking.
That one was unexpected.
No,
Yeah,
I don't want to say anything.
know what?
No, like, it's done.
That was so sharp as well.
No, good game to go to, though.
Yeah, no, good game. Came back home and just chilled for the rest of the weekend, man. The weekends are just not enough days.
Man.
It's not enough days, innit?
It's just not good enough.
Give me,
Why are they so
give me
short?
3-day week. I need
Horrible.
3 days on.
No, but I swear they were supposed to.
They were meant to switch that up, but
Then they went back to everyone go back to the office.
This is it.
Even
So-
that.
No
They're
names,
adding,
work.
they're adding days to the day. The amount
They're
of
adding
supposed to be.
days.
It's not good enough still.
Like, baby,
It's not good
you
enough.
won't catch me there past Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%
Fair
not.
enough. Fair
Nah.
enough. What was your weekend saying, though?
Yeah, it was calm. I went to the Chelsea game.
Love that.
Hey!
A little Anita was in the program.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Come
Love
on.
that. Modeling. New era and that.
What, modern new era now?
Yeah, come on. How was the vibe, though? How was the vibe at Chelsea?
Do you know what? The vibe, it kind of stank a little bit.
Is
I
it?
can't lie. And I only say this because we're back. Do you get it? Our expectations are different now.
yeah.
So when we were struggling to score, instead of hearing the old, oh, here we go, oh, it was more, come on, we've got this, we can score.
yeah.
And it
Wait, you said
fueled
it
me a little
stank?
bit. Yeah.
Stank or was
As
it
in,
good?
like, it stank in a good way.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
never heard that.
I don't know how to
Roses.
explain it.
Roses.
No, but are we
Yeah.
doing that? Do we use stank in a good way now?
No,
Like-
I've never used that in a
I've
video.
used it in a good way. Because when something stinks, shit, it can stink in a good way.
No,
No,
we're not
Are you
doing that.
serious?
We're not doing that.
Like,
Nah.
you have a potty mouth, but I see it, like I hear it. Do you get it?
Nah, man.
Are you
Nah,
serious?
stop using that one. We're not-
Hey, I'm gonna keep using it till it sticks. I'm gonna keep using it till it
No,
sticks
'cause
now.
I was ready to hear. Oh, it was quiet. Like no one.
No,
was
it wasn't
yeah,
quiet.
yeah.
Like everyone was just a bit like frustrated. So like the attitude
it was-
stank
it was-
from everyone, but it was a positive kind of vibe for me because it's
Okay.
like we're back.
Yeah. I
This
hear
is
you.
what I expect from the fans.
I get what you mean.
Am I overcomplicating it?
No,
but it's
the
the word
word.
stank.
It's
It's
the
the word
word.
stank.
We
It's
don't
the
do that.
word.
Alright, cool. It was frustrating.
Okay.
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 The atmosphere was frustrating.
Frustrated.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I give up. All right.
No, the atmosphere.
All right?
No,
English isn't my first language.
What's your first language? Yeah, no. So wait, you went to the Chelsea game. Anything
Yeah.
else except from being in the being a model and that?
Nah, man. Obviously, modeling is my full-time job now.
Love
Come
that.
on.
Nah, I'm
Funny,
joking,
right?
could all
guys. That's
retire.
actually not. Amen.
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 We need that.
Amen.
We need that.
Amen.
Nah,
But yeah.
I need that.
Nah, word.
I went
that for
Eden
real.
again.
I need
You're
that.
Eden.
Again.
Good vibe.
Just for an hour. I didn't
We need
have
to
a
do a
table,
Keep It
so-
90 Eden night still.
Oh, you guys don't want to see us in Eden, boy.
Yeah,
Wow, what do you
You
mean?
saw the double XL shots Anita was pouring.
Is
on her
it?
Listen.
Yeah,
To the
yo.
brim.
that's light
Hey,
though.
yo.
No.
Alright, well, let's get it going though. Christmas is
yo.
around the corner. We're
Yeah,
gonna
we gotta
have
do
a
a Christmas
a
celebration,
Keep
I'm
It
on.
90 vlog for our Christmas tree.
I'm down,
At
I'm
Eden.
down.
Yeah,
At Eden,
production,
yeah?
you're hearing that, so
Yeah.
get
Yeah?
that.
On
Get them
Steph, on Steph.
on
Hey.
NNESAGA and that. Prince, what were you saying though? You went to the Chelsea game as well.
Yeah, went Chelsea game, and to be honest, I was a bit away from that. I really wanted to get a new iPhone, but I couldn't.
Why?
The Maxes are not in stock, and I was gonna get a Pro, but there was bad vibes that.
Oh, stop it! Because I told you that if you actually just want to get the
There was
normal
bad
one,
vibes that
then
was
get
telling me
it.
like the pros are in stock. They're gone now as well. But obviously, I was just willing to get a pro, but
Yeah.
people were telling
You're
me to
a
get a
liar.
max.
You said you wanted the Pro Max.
It's cool though, no, it's calm.
No,
But
but
other than
you
that,
You might as well wait.
Might as well
Yeah, you might as well
wait.
wait.
Yeah,
A Pro
yeah,
Max
yeah.
still.
Like a Pro
that the
is
16?
just. Ugh.
everyone in there stinks. I'm not in a good way.
In a good way. In a good way. Because we're trying to get you to get the Pro Max.
But
You get it,
I'm
you
gonna
get
I'm gonna
it.
wait for the max. And then to be fair, I realized something as well, and I said it to Anita. Every time we've been to the bridge, Madueke scored.
Is it?
Just saying.
No, big up Madueke, man. But we'll get onto that game shortly. We got to start with the biggest game of the weekend, though, and that is Brighton versus Spurs.
Yeah.
Define biggest game.
Spurs.
No, because it was the
game of
big- it was the
Like,
biggest
biggest.
shock.
I'd say the biggest result
Yeah.
of the
Okay,
weekend.
biggest
because
result. All
Spurs.
right.
It
all right,
was
fair.
Super Sunday one. It was a late Super Sunday kickoff. So,
Yeah.
you know, like, we just think it's big.
I thought Man
But,
City Fulham was.
nah, come on.
Nah?
Nah.
I bet.
Turned out
Sorry.
to be an outright
Apologies.
game.
Apologies.
Yeah, Spurs 2-0 up, half time. Madders does his celebration to the camera. We all think it's gonna be a Spurs win, and Ange continuing his unbeaten record, and it just flipped on its head completely.
Can't believe.
Like as soon as Brighton scored the first goal, which came from an Udogie mistake for Minter to score at the back post, you kind of had to feel, okay, maybe they could equalize and get a draw out of this game. I didn't see them winning it. And there's a few stats around the game that is actually quite damning. So Spurs are the first side in Premier League history to lose 10 games after leading by 2+ goals.
That's
10 games.
And do you know what it is, yeah? Do you know what it is about it? Is that I know everyone calls them the bottlers and all these kind of things. And it's like I saw
it's
a tweet
warranted
saying,
now.
I saw a tweet saying like there was because Ange was standing there in disbelief.
He couldn't believe
Yeah.
it.
And the tweet said, when you realize you're a good coach, but you can't coach the culture at a club. And I was like, wow, it's actually been stapled. I think Chiellini kind of.
Is the history
He
of
was
the
Tottenham. He was the one that really stamped that
was
in.
even there was no need for him
There
to
was
even
no
do that.
He was just like,
Like,
you
just
know,
won the
it's
game,
the
like-
history of the Tottenham. I was like, yo.
It was when he did that, and then I think who was the other crash out? It was Conte, innit?
Conte, I think
And
Jose's
that-
had one as
and
well.
Jose's
No,
had-
Conte's one was
Conte's one was-
because he was still manager.
Yeah, Conte's one was so. Keep them two for me were the one, and it's like it's kind of branded on them now. It's bad. It's bad.
But that's on them, and that's their culture, though. They accept mediocrity, and this is what you get when you're mediocre.
I don't know. I'm not having it.
Go
I
on.
think Spurs are underachieving with the manager that they have, with the squad that they have as well, and the fact that they've had the windows that they've had. You look at their back line and you say, okay, cool. They've got one of the best centre backs in the league. They've got one of the best right backs, one of the best left backs. You look at their midfield. I'd say the midfield is where it kind of is a bit questionable because we don't know where the balance is. Like,
But they got good pieces.
They've got good pieces, but a midfield of Bentancur, I think it was Kulusevski, and I can't remember who the third player was that started in that game. Let me just double check quickly.
It weren't Maddie, no?
Matters, no?
Well, it was Maddison.
Yeah, it
so
was Maddison.
where's the balance in that? Because Bentancur's not a CDM.
Nope.
He's more of a box-to-box midfielder.
Running,
Yeah.
running.
And then you look at Kulusevski and Madison, they're more of attacking midfielders.
Yeah.
So where is the balance coming from?
And that's what I'm saying. That they're
There's
accepting.
no sit. There's no sit.
There's
No,
no-
but they've got Basuma, they've got Sarr, which worked for majority of last season.
Yeah.
And they're coming off the bench. And I'm like, surely you should know. Obviously, I'm not getting onto Ange's like...
Oh, you're putting this more on the manager as opposed to the team, then.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's a bit of both. I think in their minds they probably like just lose like concentration.
yeah.
As soon as a goal, they go one goal down. It's like
Heads
okay,
drop.
cool. Their heads completely drop, and you kind of saw it after the first goal.
Yeah.
But then when you saw Welbeck's goal yesterday,
That was a
there was
crazy header as
seven.
well.
There was seven Spurs players behind the ball, 2 Brighton players. I saw a freeze frame.
I just.
And I don't know how Welbeck was able to get that ball, but that's not really a coaching thing.
Yeah,
That's just
it's
players like man,
personnel.
someone
You gotta
say
lock in.
Yeah.
we need to
Yeah.
pattern up.
Yeah, yeah,
You need to
yeah.
lock in. And that's the thing, like they've got Romero, they've got Van der Ven and Maddison, these quality players, but I feel like they're lacking leaders.
But who are their leaders in that team? Okay, we've got Son.
Yeah,
who's
he's not
the,
playing currently.
The main
I
leader.
don't really see him as a leader, you know.
Really?
I don't really think he has the oomph. Like,
I feel like, do you not remember
I
that?
don't see it.
They're All or Nothing when he was,
no, I didn't
barking
watch
up.
Yeah, but do you know what
That
it
was
is?
an in-house beef.
Yeah,
though.
that's in-house.
Yeah, but
and
the
then
thing
what
is,
you got to
you
remember.
can imagine that in the dressing room though. Like you're
But
gonna be barking up.
But I feel like sometimes with
maybe
All
I'm
or
pushing
Nothing, and don't get it twisted. I know realistically you're not gonna, but when cameras are there, you might just do that little bit more. I'm talking about, and I think what you're talking about is like seeing it on the pitch. Like I don't see that, guys. Like
I
someone-
do,
I
you
see it
know.
I see it from Vicario.
By Son, I see it from Son.
I don't.
I see it more from the goalkeeper than anything.
The
Vicario
goalkeeper too, for
definitely.
sure.
Tell
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
who
For
knows
sure.
what he's
Keepers are
doing,
supposed
but
to.
he's all the way at the back,
Exactly.
and you have to kind of convey that message to your defenders.
Yeah.
And then they got to get it out. And the thing is, with goalkeepers doing it is great because obviously they see a different view of the game, right? But obviously, yeah, when you're not in the pitch, like not on,
I feel like I have seen it from Son.
do
but
you?
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
I haven't seen it enough.
But even
It
if
maybe not
even
enough,
if it is
but-
from Son,
Yeah.
is that enough?
It's-
Because you look at their midfield, and like I said, the players that I mentioned, but who's the leader out of that midfield?
Yeah.
Who? If you're not saying Son, who else in that front line is leading? If you look at their back line, Romero is seen as that hothead, but is
Yeah.
he the one? He kind of does it with his how he plays.
Yeah.
But you still need someone to say, lads, we can't be the team that
Yeah.
is always getting these type of results because you're supposed to be challenging now. Like your manager said at the start of the season, like I normally win something in my second season.
yeah.
Back him.
But then
Like,
it's
do you know what I mean?
If
Yeah.
you don't bring in, so in the transfer window, they didn't have a lot of movement as opposed to bringing in winners
Yeah,
into
they
their
brought in
team.
a lot more young
They brought a
players.
lot of young players, and if you don't bring in a winning mentality into the team, obviously Romero, we spoke about him. He's got a winning mentality because he's won before. You look at the rest of the team. What have they won? I'm just
Sometimes, and that's the fact
that's
of
the
football.
difference,
Sometimes,
you know?
sometimes you need winners in your
you
in your team.
do, or you need people that have at least
The know-how.
sniffed it,
Yeah.
you know. And I don't think they have enough of that in their team, and that's probably where they're probably lacking a little bit. And that's what I'm saying. They're accepting mediocrity, not the players or the manager, just as a club in general. They're taking in mediocrity. They say, oh, we've got this young and let's keep this young. And signing Timo Werner for another loan just proves that they are accepting what they are given without going out there and trying to secure as many winners as possible.
Yeah.
I know. I hear what you're saying. It's just a weird one because, like, when you looked at their window, they're signing Odebear, who's an exciting young
Exciting.
winger.
Love that.
Solanke, who's one of the Prem's best strikers last season.
Yeah.
They got Dragusin in the January transfer window, but that's cover for Van der Ven
Yep.
and Romero, who should be playing majority of the games. Yeah.
Yeah.
You look at the positions, and like, it's so weird because like you'd think that their starting lineup should be able to win or draw most of the games.
Yeah.
But when you and let's not forget, this is the same team that beat United 3-0 last week.
Last week.
Sorry, but beating
can be-
United
No,
isn't
but
really
at
a
the s- no,
formality.
but
No, but
the
at Old
Spurs
Trafford,
at
though, at
Old
Old
Trafford,
Trafford.
winning by 3 goals, not conceding, that's a good result.
Old
like
Trafford is
regardless.
no longer a fortress.
I know, but still, you
But you
take
still
off
got to
all
go
you
there.
t-
And the thing is, Tottenham, like, to do it, don't forget.
historically, they wouldn't even be on that type of stuff.
Because they had it. Because I know what did they do last season? They had something last season with them. They done them in last season. There was a lot of pressure on this game. Like, can they do it again? And they done it again. Like, it was a good result, man.
No,
definitely
I'm
a
not
good
saying
result.
I'm not taking away from the result.
But you just
I'm
don't rate the Man
I don't
United
rate Man
team right
United
now.
enough for me
Okay,
to
yeah.
say I should see that on a different.
But it's still
week
big game
to get
pressure,
it,
though.
like-
Yeah.
Like, regardless of anything, it's still big game pressure.
And before that, they
Let me
had
not
won,
say
I
nothing
think
because
they-
we play
I
Man
think
United
they-
soon. innit?
I think they had won like 5 on the bounce or something along those lines. So they were in a good like run of form. So you'd be thinking, okay, Brighton away. Brighton have been leaking goals like
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
They look like a team that is kind of still trying to understand. Like the manager Hurts, he's very young. He's still showing promise, but he's still trying to understand the league. So I think now is the best time to play this Brighton
Wait,
side.
but correct me if I'm wrong, yeah. Before Brighton played Chelsea, weren't they unbeaten?
They were.
So they did have a really good start to the season
Yeah.
anyway, and they were
No,
playing
I
quite
think
well.
They lost their previous game before that.
No,
right?
I don't
they've
think
only lost
so.
one game in the league.
And it was
far.
against Chelsea, right? Yeah.
What, earlier on in the season?
Yeah, literally.
Last week, no?
A couple of weeks ago. When we
So the
played
3
Brighton.
wins,
two, the
3
three
draws.
mugging.
Yeah.
3 wins, 3 draws.
And
one
it's
loss.
like they played well, and obviously they have been leaking goals. Their defense doesn't look as strong as it used to.
But that's
look.
Brighton, though.
But that's them, right?
Yeah.
And they've patterned their team to be a team that you don't want to play.
Yep.
So Spurs losing 3-2, it doesn't surprise me. The only thing that surprises me is the fact that they were 2-0 up.
That's
Yeah,
I think that's the only
That's the only
point.
surprise.
Brighton can beat any team 3-2 on
Yeah.
a given day.
Yeah.
It's just like if you want to be a serious club, if you're 2-0 up,
Fam,
do what Arsenal done. Let's be real.
This is literally a typical day in Everton. Being up 2-0 and losing 3-2. That's who we're comparing with Spurs now. That's the norm for them. Yeah. And now Spurs, you need to be very careful. Be careful.
It's interesting to see like how Ange reacted to the loss, because he said this is the worst loss he's had as Spurs manager, and they've had like some losses where you probably think that it would probably be worse, but like you said, being 2-0 up. That's almost cruising as well, because I think that the goals that they scored were good team goals. Everyone seemed like they were on the same page.
And they were dominating as well.
Exactly. So I can understand it from his perspective, but how do you think he bounces back from this? Do you feel like the formation that he used in the last 2 games, where it was ultra attacking, like Timo Werner, Brennan Johnson, Solanke, Bentancur, Madison, Kulusevski, that is just like super attacking. Do you feel like he needs to like balance it out, maybe get Basuma back in the side? Sar's not been as consistent as he was.
Basuma straight back in that side.
I'm surprised Basuma's not in that starting 11. I'm shocked.
Sorry, that's balance for me. You put Basuma.
But who comes out?
Kulusevski.
Isn't he better as a winger?
No, he's better. He's better, and that's why I feel like Andy's having an issue, because he wants to play Kulusevski. Because when he plays in that hole, he's amazing. When he plays out wide, he's not as impactful. So he's trying to, and obviously Madison is Madison.
Madison's always going to stick. He's always going to stick because he finds that pass. And that's why I would say
I need.
For me is that, but that's why I would say for me. But yeah, I would bring him on if Madison's not performing. Kulu comes on, does his thing. That's just me though. But I'm not a Tottenham fan.
I do feel like you have to play Kulusevski though. He's just quality, and he's a player that can.
So then Bentancur will sit out then.
But I still feel that
because I feel like
that's his problem.
That's the thing. I feel like Bentancur's a bit more box to box, so that's why I'll keep him there. Because that's the balance. You got the attacker, you got the sit, and then you got the one that will box to box, and that kind of creates a lot more balance. That's my thought.
It's fair.
From Spurs' start to the season, what we saying? Do we see them making a European spot again, or do you see them missing out?
I still see them making a European spot. Yeah.
Ahead of who though?
They're not making that damn European spot.
No.
Because there's
Europa
8
League,
spots.
innit?
There's 8
Chelsea.
spots.
Yeah, but how many?
It
7. Depends on how
Conference
well.
League as
it
well,
depends
innit?
on how well the
how well
team's
England
doing
do. How
in the Champions League.
How well England does in champs.
Yeah.
But yeah,
depends on how every other team does. I feel like, I don't know, man. I don't think so.
So you don't see them making top 7. So currently the top 7 is Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Villa, Brighton, and Newcastle. Fulham are above Spurs.
Yeah, that's right.
United are obviously 14th, but it's a long season. West Ham, Brentford, Forest in and around. So you don't think Spurs can?
No.
I don't think the other teams that you've mentioned are strong enough to see it out throughout the rest of the season.
That's my fault.
The only people I see there, Aston Villa, the only one that's going to probably give trouble, and Newcastle.
Okay.
It's just same as last season. Those two knocking on doors that they shouldn't be knocking on, but being successful knocking on them. But I still think Spurs will make that top 7 some way, somehow. They'll do it.
And if they don't win a trophy, does Ange? And it's just too soon to say. But if they don't win a trophy, does he stay?
Nope. He stays. Yeah, of course. At the end of the day, let's be real. You can't put trophy pressure on a coach.
He put it
from
on
a
himself.
team. Yeah, but I know, and I get that. But what I'm saying is, he said, yeah. Usually in my second season, I win a trophy. He's not lying. He's talking facts. He's not putting pressure on it. He's just talking facts.
Yeah,
it's the same way when Jose went there. Jose said, every team I go to, I win a trophy. But, like at the end of the day, he's just talking a fact. Tottenham do not have the right, when your history does not show anything of winning trophies like that. You can't
expect
put that on him. Like, come on, that's your culture.
The thing, I don't think the pressure will come from like the club or fans for him to win a trophy. I think it's more coming from himself, because it's kind of like, you look at Conte as well. When Conte came to Spurs, he genuinely thought that he could do something at the start, and then his soul just withered and withered and withered. Will that happen to Ange?
Ultimate
breakdown
that we've
like ever seen
from a manager,
bro.
Ever.
Like, he withered away and he broke down. Will we see that from someone like Ange as well? Because let's think about the transfer window that they have. It looked like it was frustrating. Like, the only thing that they knew that they had to do was find someone to at least sniff Kane. At least somebody that can tie his boots a little bit. You get it?
Yeah.
So they went and got Solanke, but in other areas they didn't improve as much as they should have. So will
They got
Ange
young
get
G's, though.
tired?
They got. I mean, that's the thing. It's like I feel like the world of football is in such a like different place because teams aren't necessarily buying like
Experience.
the experienced players. You're buying players that will become who you think
Yeah.
they can become in it. So like Archie Gray, Oda Bear, like these are good signings, and then they've got more as well. I think he came through the ranks, right?
Yeah.
He's quality as well. Like these are players that if you've got the right platform where there's not too much pressure and they're maybe winning those games. Because remember, I think they drew with Leicester. They've had a few results at the start of the season that they could have won and they were creating more chances.
Yeah.
But so now it's like the platform is that there's more pressure on it. So you're not going to necessarily see your Archie Grays and more on Oda Bears like thriving. But I think if they do get a run of form and these players like naturally integrate into the side, I think that they could have a good like side that Spurs are supposed to be. And it's not even a disrespect, but they should be that side that these players come to improve and like kick on and be like, oh, we didn't know that this player was this good.
That good,
You're seeing them at Spurs. But yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how Spurs bounce back because that was a damning loss. The next game we got to talk about is probably, let's just game over this quickly because it wasn't a great game. Yeah, Villa versus Manchester United 0-0. It wasn't a great game. I feel like Villa were hungover from their result against Bayern Munich, which is fair enough. That's a huge result for the club, yeah. United just didn't want to concede, hence why Ten Hag went back to like default mode and put in Evans, Maguire.
I was shocked.
But shout
It
out
worked.
Evans.
Evans
though.
done his thing.
Man of the match before
Balled out.
He
But
balled out, bro.
But the best players on the pitch.
I'll be. If I was United, I'll be so angry
Why?
because I'm not being funny. I need a result, man. This season started horrible. You better give me 3 in a big game. I don't want 3 against someone lower than us. I need to take result from someone else. Not being funny. Aston Villa just beat Bayern Munich. If you can then go and beat them, that does a lot for your mentality. That changes a lot of that narrative. You can't do like I will be so. If I was a United fan, I'll be so frustrated because you've taken a loss, then you've done 2 dead draws. Not being funny, like 2 very poor draws that I'm not happy with. Then like, what you're gonna go into your next game and it's like you don't even feel up for it.
Yeah. It's so, I feel like the United situation is so interesting because when you look at it off like face value, okay, they lost to Spurs 3-0, which is a bad result. Yeah. But a draw to Porto away from home, yeah, and a draw to Aston Villa away from home, without the context that we have,
It's not bad.
It's not bad. So that's why it's so
No,
interesting.
it's bad.
No, it's not. It's not.
Oh,
though.
do you know?
Like,
Go,
bad,
think about
it's
it.
bad,
Think
it's
about
bad.
it as a totality. Yeah. Take away from the fact that it's Man United.
Yeah.
Going away to Porto is hard
for anyone.
It's
I
difficult.
know.
Breaking that
How
team
much
down?
Like I know that. But what I'm saying is when you're a big, like at the end of the day, when you're a big club, you go into you're telling me you have Tottenham, you got Porto, and you got Villa. 3 games. I need 2 wins. That's a big club mentality. That's how it actually, like if you're being for real.
Yeah.
You're telling me out of the 3 games or 3 big challenges, you've taken a loss and 2 draws.
Yeah,
and it weren't even good draws. It wasn't like oh yeah, Martinez was on
amazing
some
football,
10
but
out of 10
yeah.
performance that stopped the
But
Nottingham
then
Forest
there's
goalkeeper
also
and
more-
Sanchez towards the end of the
There's
game
also
yesterday.
more context because red cards. Bruno Fernandes let his team down twice.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. So that's what I mean.
Gotta
But
talk
I will
about
be
that.
frustrated. Like I'll be angry.
So
I'm
when you,
frustrated at Bruno.
but
Yeah, but
you know
not
what
just
it is?
Bruno,
As a
the whole
leader,
team.
as a leader of that team,
He's been
I
bumped
don't really
twice,
shut.
He's been
Come
bumped
on,
twice.
He got bumped,
man.
definitely.
He got
Yeah,
bumped.
He's
he
been
got
bumped twice.
got
Even
bumped.
the
He got
Porto,
bumped.
even
Oi!
the Porto red is questionable.
No.
still.
The reason why I say the Porto, even though I think he got bumped in Europe, you do not put your leg that high.
Yeah, I know,
in
but-
Europe,
And the thing is, do you know
don't
why? Do you know
do
why?
it.
Yeah? And I'll be honest. No, but I'll be honest with you. Remember, we had this discussion last week when we was online, and I said to you, if you don't have control of your body and these kind of things, why is your leg that high? When you don't need
Bro,
to? And then
do not
he's
put
like,
your
you don't
leg
even
that
learn your
high.
lesson.
When
You're
you
the
got
captain.
rescinded, and then you kind
do
of
the
go
same
in
thing.
and be brash again, like, and then you get mad at everyone else for their mistakes on the pitch. But it's like, bro, like, what are you doing? though?
Take
Like,
accountability.
And I've
Yeah.
noticed
Like,
that's
he'll
one
get
thing
mad
with
at
Bruno
people,
as well.
like, that's
Bruno a
insane.
lot. He don't take a lot of accountability.
He
on
don't
that
take
pitch, you know.
accountability.
I don't
That bad.
agree.
Hey, remember,
he
even
came
down to
out after the game against Spurs when he got the red card. these times he doesn't have to do this. He came out and said, shouldn't have happened. Don't think it was a red, but it shouldn't have happened. I feel bad for my teammates because
It could have got pammed 3-0.
because and I wasn't there to help them.
Yeah.
That's accountability.
Not that you were doing anything to. You
no,
wouldn't.
but in reality, we're not. You can't be thinking players are gonna come out and be like, oh, that pass could have been better. That pass, him stepping into that environment. I think that's him taking accountability. But
Okay, fair.
for United, yeah, I found it very interesting that the whole board was set up at Villa, in one row, watching that game with Hawk, like none of them smiling. Like it genuinely felt like he was like under trial.
Dragon's Den.
Yeah,
No,
it
no.
genuinely felt like he was under
He's
trial, and
walking-
it's like, what should he smile and wait? Like what's happening
He's
with
walking a deadly plank right now.
Mm.
His job is literally on the line.
Ten Hag.
Ten Hag's job is on the line. So him fielding out Evans and Maguire, I wasn't surprised. I was
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
it's
He
either
needed
you
to know what they can do. None of this extra
either
stuff.
you go out with a laugh
Yeah.
or you go out with a bang.
But is that him saying that the players that he signed aren't living up to his expectations?
100%. You can see it though.
But in what? How do you?
None of them are performing to a standard that you like would want for them. Like,
Whose fault is that though?
no, it's Ten Hag's.
There you go.
It's Ten Hag's. Like,
But okay, but then.
but then
is
at
it
the same
Ten Hag's
time, it's
fault
not.
that
No, but then at the same
Maguire
time,
and Evans played really good yesterday.
that's what I mean. Like at the same time, it's like half and half because I get that it's Ten Hag's recruitment ideas are not great, but there's it's not like
Something just
we're looking at the players saying who are they? Everyone knows who Ugarte is. Everyone knows these guys. It's not like we
Yes.
don't know.
Yes.
So it's one of them ones where it's like, show me something.
But then it's like
Glimpses
like
at
you said,
least.
Maguire and Evans started and they gave a great performance, right? You have handpicked these world class players. I did that in quotation marks for those who are just listening.
Yeah.
You have handpicked these players. Why can't you make it work with
Yeah, you've
the
handpicked them.
players that you haven't handpicked?
Because
There's
I think
gotta
it's the
be
players
a
that it might be the
balance.
players that haven't handpicked though. They might be the issue. I see a lot of people at the
And
moment
that's
getting
ones
at
he
different
has
players.
handpicked are not performing.
Do you get it? And if they're not
They're just all not
performing,
performing.
I think
that's on him. He's got to walk that plank and maybe he has to jump off.
But then he's
Alright.
doing the Delulu stuff again because he goes into an interview afterwards and he's just like, we're getting better because we had a clean sheet. It's like, bro.
It's like, brother.
But you know what it is?
But
I
in
don't
the
know
last
whether,
game,
I
you
don't
got
know whether I
slapped
commend
up.
that or not though, because like the thing is,
can't,
like
though.
because he's trying to see the positives in everything
Every time.
But like when you're looking at his situation, okay, he says it in most of the interviews, 2 trophies. Yeah, we're gonna throw that away.
Yeah.
We're looking at the situation that he had walking into the season. He got the signings that he wanted in. He's got a few signings that he wanted out, like Sancho, Martial, like a lot of the players that were on bigger contracts. He signed Xerxes, he signed Ugarte, he signed De Ligt. Like these are players that he's co-signed and said, yeah, these are players
These
that
are
we think
ones,
can
yeah.
improve
Did
the
he
side.
sign Casemiro? Was it him?
He signed Casemiro because he couldn't get De Jong, but I think that was part of the old regime. I don't think they will do that now because the price and the amount he's being paid.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, yeah, these players are being signed. They're stepping into the team, and we can all say we don't necessarily know how United play. We don't know their style of play.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the game plan is.
Yeah.
But
100%.
even off the basis of just players playing to a certain standard, I'm not seeing that from like
Anyone.
majority
Yeah.
But then it's
of
like,
United's team.
Yeah.
they're not playing for their manager.
So that's what you think the biggest issue is.
150. We've seen it so many times.
Yeah,
We've seen our
yeah.
best player in Eden Hazard not put it on because he just wasn't playing for the manager. Costa wasn't playing for the manager. Fabregas at one point, he got fed up. He wasn't
Yeah,
playing.
Fabregas, yeah.
You can see when the players are, and no one can tell me that all these players are
just
dead.
done. Yeah.
Like
It's
no
weird.
one.
It's
can,
a weird one.
You
No,
see,
it's true.
even the Marcus Rashford agendas that people have, yeah, no one can look me in my eye and tell me Marcus Rashford is an out and out dead baller. He's not.
I think the Ten Hag like saga, his biggest like downfall is not utilizing Rashford as well as he could this season. Because you know,
And
like,
last season.
and last season, but you could say maybe he wasn't playing well yet. But this season, Rashford seems to be back in a sense. Like he's looking threatening. He looks like he's got the confidence back. But there's been games where he's been subbed off, where he's not started, when he scored a few goals and then he subbed the next game. And I'm like, the
And
way
he looks
he's
frustrated as well.
exactly, and the way he's using Garnacho is like, surely Rashford should be that player for you.
He
Like
should
someone
be.
that is
He's meant to
one
be
of
the
the
poster
big,
boy.
the
Yeah.
poster boy for United, highest
Yeah.
paid. Like people can almost like take like what we're talking about that Spurs don't have. Like if Rashford's one of those players for United,
100.
and you're just not using man the way. That's one decision where I'm like,
Yeah,
you're
there's
not
a lot of
helping yourself
internal.
here.
I think there's a lot
it's
behind the
'cause-
scenes.
I think it's Garnacho's giving him results, and I think that's why he's going with it. Because every time Garnacho steps on the pitch, even if he's been subbed on, he manages to score a goal. He manages to have an impact in the game, and because of that, it's like if Rashford's not giving me that, and hasn't been giving me that from the last season, I'm not going to use him. I'm going to use Garnacho, and I guess he's putting Rashford into these little situations to be like, all right, I'm going to put you in. Show me what you can do. And I don't feel like Rashford has always like proved himself in that circumstance. Obviously now we're seeing little bits of like Rashford jumping in and doing stuff, whatever. But I just don't feel like it's enough for Ten Hag to change his mind on Garnacho.
But do you know
I
what?
just think
Do you know what?
over relying on Garnacho is just I think it's mad.
Yeah, that firstly, yeah.
That
That's
is-
so young.
that is-
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
that's
young.
the first
He's
one.
young
Yeah.
and he's a crackhead.
And
Use your tenured
also
players.
like Kobe Mainu, he just seems like
He's
like
not the
suffering.
same.
He's
He's
not
not
the
the-
same,
yeah,
bro.
he's not the
All
same.
of these men aren't the same.
You
bro.
can't tell me that it's not managerial. I can't
It's
think
him.
of it. It has to be Ten Hag. And even going back to the Rashford Garnacho situation, right? Rashford as well needs support from his fans, and we're gonna talk about this when we come to Noni Madueke, by the way.
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
But Rashford as well needs support from his fans, and it's like as a United fan, you've seen what Rashford is capable of. You've seen what he can do for you. Bank on it and support him. Get behind him. Stop putting him out in the media, on all of your social media pages, talking about how he's used us, he's letting us down, blah, blah, blah. No, because that's not going to be a player that wants to continue. Because Rashford loves that club. He could have left time ago. He loves that club.
He does.
So, yeah, man, change the manager, change the personnel around them all, and look, back your team.
Let's just cool down on the change the manager thing
No, but-
before Tuchel
yeah,
comes
no,
back
no,
round.
no,
No, but do you actually think, so if a manager, if they were to, okay, two questions, yeah. Do you think Ten Hag, there's a world where Ten Hag can claw it back? Because the first season he started terribly, then he finished in the top four,
Exactly.
had one trophy. Second season, it was their worst season, but he still got a trophy.
Still got
This
one.
season, he's equaled the amount of points that they had after 7 points.
No, it got worse.
Seven
It
games.
got worse. It got worse.
No, it's just-
1 point down. It was 1 point down. Still.
1 point
Yeah,
down.
because it was 9 last season and it's 8 now or something like that.
I think it's 9. I think it's 9.
Or did
and
he
9.
match it?
I think
I
he
think he matched it.
matched
Okay,
it.
cool. No, he beat it. Let me double check. Hold on. Yeah, but go on.
Yeah, so if he, do you think that there's any circumstance that he can claw it back?
It would be wrong to say no just off the fact of what you just said. Like at the end of the day, it's so early in the season. It's tough. I don't see it. But you'll be silly just to say no. At the end of the day, they got a lot of players that got the know-how.
Yeah.
They played
It's not-
Spurs, Liverpool.
Like
two
they,
big
yeah,
games.
that's what I mean.
I
They've
don't
got
think it's just him. You have to convince
these players.
all of these players in the dressing room that
And the
yes, we can
fans,
do it.
and the fans.
You have a lot of convincing to
Because
do.
every single day
to
that
turn that around,
goes,
that's tough.
yeah, and every single day that goes past, you just think more and more of Ronaldo's interview around the club. And it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like,
What do you define as clawing back?
Like him finding a system that works for the best players.
Yeah.
Him getting the fans behind him. I think
Yeah.
it's a bit toxic right now because obviously
Fans
a lot
are
of the fans are divided.
They are
some of them
divided heavy.
some of them wanted him to stay heavy,
Yeah.
like, because of what he had done
Yeah.
last season. Because really and truly, football's about winning trophies. Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
But I think it's the way they're playing, the fact that there just seems to be no chemistry or like relationship between the players. And now even like his top players, like a few seasons ago, we would have said Martinez, Rashford, Bruno are his top 3 players.
Yeah.
Martinez is getting benched by Evans. Rashford is getting subbed off at halftime and not starting and stuff like that. And Fernandes is getting back-to-back reds. Like,
And McTominay scoring for Napoli. I mean,
so something's not right.
That's why I think it's too far gone. Do you know, like once you've got the ick from somebody, there's no coming back. And I think Man United, the players have the ick, and there's no coming back from it. So I don't.
seen it happen in many clubs.
And the thing is, they can still probably like win a trophy. They can probably go and get
Europa, they
another
still got Europa,
Carabao.
no?
They
That's
can probably
not
go
what
and
they
get a
want, man. Let's be
Europa.
real.
But you're
They
still
don't
not going to
want
know
that.
what the style of play is for that team. You're not going to
Yeah,
understand
yeah,
their
yeah.
identity.
Yeah.
That's just it. They've just got good players that can go and get a trophy.
The know-hows.
But they've got know-hows.
Yeah, they want.
But-
I think like most fans, they just want something to believe in. Even if you're not winning trophies or
something.
you're not getting top 4, just give me something to believe in.
Something.
It's
Yeah.
happened.
A building block,
Top
a building block.
clubs, even clubs that like Palace, like or or Bournemouth and these sides where you don't necessarily think you're going to win the biggest trophy, but you're actually, you know what you're going to get from your side on a week-to-week basis.
Yep.
Doesn't mean you're not going to lose games, but come on. Like, and I think that's, like, even from an outside perspective, I listen to Ten Hag speak and, like, the way United play, and I'm like, bro, like, you're just not helping yourself.
You're not helping
like
me,
something... You've got.
He frustrates me, and I'm not a United fan.
Exactly, and it's weird. It's weird to see it from that perspective. But I still think if they're able to deal with this situation now, I don't know what it's gonna take. Whether they move on from him and Ruud van Nistelrooy takes interim charge, because even that situation, it was weird that they got 2 first-team managers.
But this is the thing that I think was not good, and it was so funny because my dad mentioned it to me like straight at the beginning of the season. He was just like, he didn't agree with that move, and he's not a United fan, but he was like, that just feels like a snake's in the grass, and you just put him right next to you. And I feel like Ten Hag even knows that. And Van Nistelrooy, you could, like, sometimes I see Van Nistelrooy and I sit there and think, you're just waiting for this guy to go, and you're just plotting. And if that's your energy, like, imagine if you know someone's coming into your place of work just to replace you. That is a very, you feel like, are you working together, or are you helping me cause chaos? Just so I can sneak in.
At the same time, we can't necessarily say that, because they're both Dutchmen, right? And I don't know the relationship, but I can assume that they have a steady relationship. And I just feel like it's more of, if we are in shit and if we are in a situation where we need someone to do an interim job, Ruud van Nistelrooy can do it. But I do feel like they're probably working cohesively. How well they're working cohesively, I wouldn't know. But
they could have different ideas.
They could have different ideas.
Van Nistelrooy came in, I saw a report saying that he came in to be, Ten Hag suggested him because he needed a better communicator. Because I don't think like there's like like they were struggling with that. But we'll see what happens with United anyway, man. Because I feel like every week we're talking about them and they're like a big part of the pod. But just happy it's not Chelsea.
Yo guys, you've reached halftime here at Keep It 90. If you like what you hear or see, make sure you give us a follow on all platforms. And also make sure you comment as well. Would love to hear what you lot think.
But let's talk about Chelsea anyway. Chelsea versus Forest, 1-1. Sells and Sanchez were just on a mad one, to be honest. I think that game could have been another Brighton 4-2 because of the amount of chances that were saved.
Either way.
Chaos.
I think Chelsea created more chances in the second half.
But to be fair, Nottingham could have scored 2 goals as well. Right in that same second half. Crazy.
Like, it was mad.
At the end,
that was crazy. But you know what's so interesting? I don't know how you guys think, like, as a Chelsea fan now, I'm not like distraught about these type of results anymore. And I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing. And
I get what you mean.
It comes back to what I was saying about just seeing that your side has like a way of playing.
There's something.
Like, there is something.
There's something.
Yes, we didn't score the chances that you should have. You know, João Felix should have scored the header. Nkunku should have scored.
Palmer should have scored.
Do you know what I mean? But it's the fact that I'm watching my team play and they're creating chances constantly. First half, we were defended really well. The goal that we conceded, I think there was a lapse in concentration.
That's our weakness, though.
No, I'm just letting you. I'm just saying.
Why are you always just complete, just opposite of everything that man is saying?
She mad.
She's always just mad about something. Just say what's on your mind. Say what's on your mind.
I don't say I'm mad. Like, I'm not angry, but I questioned a lot of things yesterday.
What did you question?
I questioned the manager's decision making.
In what sense?
In the sense that the substitutions came way too late.
Fair enough.
It came way too late. Halfway through the match, I was bored out of my wits with how many passes Chelsea were making before they pinged the ball into the final third. Okay. I think I took a video and I counted 13 passes before they pushed it forward. That frustrated the life out of me.
Low block,
also think no, I'm getting there. I also think against a low block team like Nottingham Forest, you need new ideas. And he just didn't have the ideas coming. And we were sitting there on the sidelines thinking, this would be a great game for a Mudryk to run through or an Nkunku to be at the front to get in some headers or for Pedro Neto to come into this. Sancho looks like he's not having a good game. Why did it take the manager that long
80 minutes
to see all of these things happening? And it took the red card for it to happen. Those things I'm just a little bit concerned about. And that's all. By the way, I just want to let you know, because you think I'm a negative Nancy. Before this match, I was screaming we're going to win the league. before this match.
Yeah, no,
so
but
I want you to
you're an
understand, innit?
extremist, though.
Yeah, I am.
Say what
I
I'm
am.
relegated.
I'm an extremist, and I don't care.
Well,
I am an extremist. I'm not gonna say it again.
Nah, don't even.
I ain't
let's
gonna
not-
say
We
it.
don't need to talk about that.
I ain't
Okay,
gonna
yeah,
say
yeah,
it,
yeah.
but I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
saying it.
yeah,
Trophies on the horizon for Chelsea,
Chris, what are
innit?
you saying though? Because you watched it live. Or maybe
Yeah.
I'm seeing it from a different perspective.
No, I'm split. You know what? I'm right down the middle of the both of you, right? And I'm gonna start with your point because I agree with you, Sam. Because you know what it is. Last season, if we took that draw, I would have been down bad. I would have been in here upset. Don't want to talk about my club. All of that. The thing is about this season is just that because we're the way we have played football this season, we have a style of football. We have players that will take the game by the. Yes, they didn't do it yesterday, but it happens. It don't happen every game. It doesn't. Like, let's be real, right? Like Man City drew. You know what I mean? There's Man City can draw. Arsenal can draw. Anyone can.
Yeah.
It's like that, right? The thing is that I'm going into the next game. Like we're going into international break. We've got Liverpool. I know that's going to be a tough game, but I know Liverpool and Chelsea historically is end to end, and we've seen how end to ends have gone with
It's
Chelsea.
either end to end or really boring, by the way.
And then on top of that, it's another thing where even if the Liverpool game don't go our way, I know we're getting results. I have confidence in my team down the line, and that is the big difference. Now, on the Anita side of things, where I agree is like, I don't know if the lineup was necessarily correct. I do believe subs should have come on like Sancho. He didn't have the greatest of games. I wanted him to take on a bit more. I wanted him to shoot at a point and he went to pass it. And stuff like that. You know what I mean? Cole Palmer, he had like glimpses. He did a ridiculous touch. I don't know how his brain works.
Yeah, he woke
but
up.
He
came
like,
alive.
and the thing is, I got it on video. I've
Came
been trying to
alive.
find that video, but I got it, and it was like when I saw it, I said, what? Like I was, it looked like he made a mistake, but he didn't make a mistake. It was mad.
The last person to do that was Oscar, man.
Yeah, something like that. Bro, it was just mental. I was at that game actually. But like, obviously, when I'm seeing things like this, I'm excited and I'm like, you know what? It's building blocks. We're not here to, I know Anita's doing extremists, but our expectation right now is not to necessarily win the league. Yeah. So if you're telling me right now, I'm looking at the table. I hear you. All right. But going into this game and coming out of it, we're only 3 points behind Arsenal right now, and 3 points behind City and 4 behind Liverpool. Yeah.
The key word is behind.
Yeah, but last season, where were we behind these man?
And on top of that,
and last season we would have lost that game.
Exactly. And on top of that, Enzo Maresca has literally said to quell all of the Anitas in the world, we're not in this title race.
No, not yet.
I've been here for 2-3 months. Yeah. We are trying to get better on a week-to-week basis.
And we are.
And we literally are. We're seeing that. And that's why everything that you said about the in-game management is a fact. He could have made subs earlier.
Yeah.
The game plan could have switched up, but there's two things.
But he also believes in these players, hence why he didn't change them.
Exactly.
That's one thing.
But also, Nottingham Forest are a good side.
Look what they did to Liverpool.
We've seen them this season. Defensively, they have been incredible.
They beat Liverpool at Anfield.
Did you watch that Liverpool match?
Yes.
And it was all Liverpool, no?
It was all Liverpool.
But
but they still get the result.
But saying that they're a good team is a bit like they're very good defensively. Like
But
let's caveat that. Exactly. So let's caveat that.
What do you mean? But Nuno does that though.
Yeah,
it was the same thing. He gets results against big teams. He done it at Wolves. He done it now. It's how it goes.
And that's okay. That's fine. I'm not discrediting.
This ain't the first time Nuno's hurt us, you know.
That's fine. I'm not discrediting all of this, but I'm just saying, if those substitutes were made earlier, before the red card, I think
it could have.
If I don't even think it could have. I believe that we would have won that game.
Can I also say to your point as well? I know, and this is a point of progress that I need you to understand as well. I know usually we'll struggle against that low block. We actually did create the chances.
Bro, we were creating chances.
You see, last season,
we would not
low
have
block, there was
chances.
no chances.
But that's
it was
what
just
I'm saying. Even the 13 passes that you're counting, like, fair enough, there's going to be spells in a game where that happens, yeah? But like,
too many of them.
But even at that, there was
that
still
did frustrate the life out of me. But we did create. But we did create the chances.
Exactly.
The only thing that annoyed me, I just didn't like the fact that we had to concede to look like Chelsea.
We had to concede.
We had to concede that
before
game.
we
was
conceded,
looking a bit lost.
we
were looking lost, and then we conceded,
little.
and it was like Chelsea was just like, boom. What is this? We're at home.
You know what is interesting? It goes back onto your narrative that you were saying about Noni. Yeah, I think that the way Chelsea is, I would much rather
This is my time.
us being like the straight
The
underdogs.
Yeah, dark
at this
horses.
point, mainly because of the age of the squad.
Yeah.
But also too, you can tell that this squad the front line especially are very impressionable. So Cole Palmer, he's seeing everyone talking about him being the best player in the league. Noni he's seeing the narrative around him not passing. So in the first half, he was overpassing. He wasn't doing what he'd normally do. To get his goal, he did what he normally does.
And he done it.
And that's the thing. I've been someone that's been like, he needs to learn how to pass in certain situations.
Yeah.
But at the same time, don't lose the essence of what makes
Of who you are.
Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So it's difficult because
It's tough because
we're still fans and you're seeing him get in those situations
It's
on
not
3-on-1 or
tough.
2 versus
No,
1.
it is tough,
and you
Anita.
want him to pass
Yeah.
it.
It's
not
But you
tough.
also see like, bro, like you can still be selfish in certain situations. But I think it's just his energy.
and
I
it
think
comes
that's
with
what people don't
age. It comes with
necessarily-
age as well. You got to understand, yeah. Like
Thank you.
That's
He's young.
It comes with age and it comes with experience. And at the end of the day, with Noni Madueke, I remember that sometimes I remember last season there was games where we was like, bro, we need Madueke on the pitch. When we went Leicester, we were shouting, Noni, we need you on the pitch. We need you on the pitch. Scores like Worldy. Everyone's like, yeah. At the end of the day, I get when people say sometimes you want to pass, but it's experience. You don't just be world class overnight.
At the same time,
Sometimes you
Allow
got to
them to
understand.
grow.
Yeah, you got to let them grow, let them learn, and then at the same time, it's a thing of remember where we was, Chelsea fans. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
Facts.
Remember where we was, and then it's another thing where Cole Palmer, you already know that's the main, that's the Superman,
That's
that's
the
the Batman of
talisman.
the team, that's
Yeah.
the talisman. So he's got that role, and I think where Noni's got to learn is just like. He's got to maybe scale it back, but don't lose yourself.
It's okay
But
to be
that's-
Robin.
but
It's
that's-
okay to
that's
be
the
Robin.
thing.
It's okay to be Aquaman. It's okay
the
to be these
problem.
guys.
Facts.
This is where I look at the fan base and I say you're overdoing
Yeah,
it, bro.
yeah,
The
yeah.
think pieces are enough.
Yeah.
People are saying that, oh, watch him when the Cole Palmer scores, he doesn't celebrate and shit like that.
That's rubbish.
These think
They're
pieces,
literally them
Dogs.
two
it's
are literally
they're
dogs.
All of
dogs.
them are dogs.
Don't they have this
Like,
Cold and fire
Yeah.
thing. Like,
Bro.
come on, they literally did.
Like-
And you can tell with this squad as well, yeah.
They get along.
They get along.
They like
Even
each other.
When Kukurea got
London's
tripped, bro,
finest.
do you know how much energy
Bro,
that
I
gave
loved
me?
it.
Hey.
I
I
loved
almost
it.
ripped
I-
off my
I love
shirt.
that.
You
Anita
should-
was
you
saying
should hear
some
me.
things. I ain't gonna say
You
what.
should have heard me.
You know it's been-
I videoed it. I'm gonna put it on TikTok. I don't care.
What was she saying?
I said,
Hey.
nah.
I miss Cole.
Nah.
Bro.
Are you dumb?
But when Cole
Hey.
held
I
him
miss
like
you. I
this,
miss you,
I
man.
said,
Yeah.
Flipping
Yeah. When Cole
Wait,
held him by his
People, all of
collar.
that.
Yeah.
nah, not-
Yeah.
They don't,
know what that means.
I don't know what
What,
that
what's
means.
it called?
but no, but
Wait,
even
wait,
that,
wait.
that
What's a chef?
togetherness.
What's a chef?
Yeah, what is a chef?
Cook for him. Cook for him.
Exactly.
him, man.
Yeah,
Cook,
that-
cook,
that'll be
cook.
good.
But wait. Going back to Noni,
Yeah,
right?
go on.
I feel like fans need to be careful with what they wish for, because obviously
Facts.
you're gonna want him to pass all the time, and like we said, he was over. Wait, what are you talking about?
I thought you were gonna say something else because I thought you was gonna say if he leaves because I know someone that would love Noni in
There
their
you go,
team.
and it's not even
Big
that.
Noni
I
fan.
don't think Noni's gonna leave. But
No, but let's say if you push him out, that if
it's
he
not.
goes
I'm not
Arsenal,
even
it's
going.
trouble.
I'm not even going as far as to pushing him out. I'm going as far as to changing how he plays because he wants to keep playing.
Yeah.
So do you know? It's kind of like he's not the type of person to pick out a pass immediately. He does a little 1-2. He runs at his man. He likes to take it on and likes to get into the final third. That's the type of player that
Best
he
take-on
is.
percentage
Right.
in the league.
There you go. That's the type of player that he is. If you guys keep creating these dumb narratives,
yeah.
you're gonna take that away from his game, and we're gonna go back to being boring old Chelsea.
Yeah.
The way Noni plays is exciting.
And that's the thing.
He's a proper winger.
Yeah, and
PSV
if
Noni,
he's
like, you're
actually
seeing
like,
that.
and that's
He's
like,
exciting.
It's genuinely mad to see how much he's improved under Maresca. Like, and
Bro.
what fans just need to do, not even just Chelsea fans, stop creating scapegoats in your side,
Bro.
Because
Yeah,
if you're
bro.
if you're in
Bro.
the stadium, yeah,
Bro.
and you are supporting a team, and your player's not performing to a standard that you know he's capable of performing, you jeering him or booing him
Ain't helping.
is
It's
not
not gonna
going
help.
to help, man.
not helping.
It's
At
not.
home,
Yep.
you're playing at home, and I make a mistake. If I'm a player and I make a mistake, and I look at and my fans are like, "Come on, what do you think I'm gonna think the next time I get the ball, bro? I'm gonna be nervous. Like if I see, if I make a mistake, yeah, like, bro, because I've been seeing it. If I make a mistake, I'm a player, and the ball's gone out, and I go over to my fans, and they're like, "Come on, you got the next one, let's go."
Yeah,
Fam, you don't think I'm
no,
gonna be
it's
gassed?
true.
to,
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna
do
want
that
to.
sort of
Yeah.
thing? What do you think
Easy.
random is, bro?
I
You're
hate
supposed
that.
to support.
Nah, you're-
You see-
it's actually
I
crazy.
see it with
see me?
Jesus as well.
You get it.
Yeah,
You see-
too
you see
much,
me?
bro.
It's not nice.
The next time I'm at Stamford Bridge, I'm gonna ask for an west lower, so I can be in on his ear like, go on, go on, you got this, you got this.
Because
It's enough.
He's definitely been one of Chelsea's best players, and
Easily.
I think
This season, yeah.
like, and
Easily.
I think the whole team is improving. I'm not like that's what I'm saying. The result 1-1 against Nottingham Forest. We could have won the game, but we could have also lost it. And
yeah.
Chelsea of previous could have lost it. So I'll take
I've
it.
got a quick question for you guys, quickly, just before we move on.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm hearing a lot of talk about hearing that Chelsea has like a discipline problem, like in regards to like the amount of yellow cards that you guys have racked up this season already, right? So obviously now Cucurella and Fofana, both of them won't be playing in you guys' next game to go into Anfield.
Yeah.
Techie.
Like, how do you lot feel? Do you lot feel like this is just your style of play? It's more of like the aggressive nature.
No, I
or
feel-
do you feel like there is a
like it.
discipline problem here?
I kind of like it.
Yeah, I
Do you
need
like
I need
it?
a bit more
I
dog in
love
us.
it.
You like the dog in
And then
Do
you know what it
do
is?
you
The
not feel
Cucurella
like
one, I
at
don't
some-
really count. That was the big altercation.
I wish
and
we
you
could
took out the
appeal that.
manager.
He should
So-
not have got the yellow.
So
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
I
if you
wish
take
we
out the
could
manager,
appeal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, did you not see what he done before that though?
Well,
Did he not wipe out my man? He
done
hit
something.
him.
There was a little
Did he?
something,
Yeah, he
and then
tackled
there
him,
was.
but it was like it wasn't a nice tackle.
And
He
then it
tackled
went-
him,
and then it went
a foul,
then
though. That
someone
wasn't a
else
foul,
hit
though.
Cucurella.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
But obviously,
Williams,
if
but it
someone
wasn't a
makes
foul,
you go
though.
into your manager, you ride out like that. Because if you really believe that's this,
You have-
so
yeah,
I don't mind the
that clock.
Cucurella one. I do think Chelsea do need to calm down in a little bit of when we're surrounding the ref. Jackson, main example. Just calm
Yeah.
down a little bit. Like I like the dog in us, but let's just calm down because
do you know,
Let's not get
my
too
issue
many
with Jackson
cards.
is Jackson turns on his own players, and I find that very weird. Like, why are you pushing Fofana for? Like, what the hell?
he
What
gets.
is
You know what it is
He-
when
he
he's
got
when he's
really-
hot. He's just a hothead. He's a hothead
but
player, and
calm
you know what it
down.
is. I feel like with Jackson, but he's human, and at the end of the day. He wasn't getting much service that game. That probably frustrated him as well.
no,
The
you
way
gotta
Nottingham
work on that.
played.
You gotta know when to
Nah,
chill.
but
You
gotta
you
work
do
on
have to
that.
know when
At
to
some
chill.
point, yeah,
but
is it not going to start getting detrimental for
Can
you lot
you-
to keep on having?
it
these
happens.
cards
But it's
and
not.
being
But
able
it's
to
not.
play?
But he's not the first player that we've seen do it.
No.
It
but
happens, though.
but we don't.
And
want
they
to
and,
see
No,
and
we
they,
don't
and
wanna
they
see
also
it.
said
Don't
it
want to see
about
it.
Colwell during pre-season and first few games, saying
Yeah.
that he's hothead. But seeing him back Cucurella yesterday, and seeing everyone like Vega, Tosin, both come off the bench and,
And
like
they
get
were just
involved.
moving. Like when
Stuff
Arsenal had it
that-
the other. When Arsenal had it the other day, everyone loved it.
Yeah,
I love.
exactly.
Even I loved it. I saw Saka get active. I was like,
Exactly.
yeah. And I want to
You
see that
ne-
from
you
my
Give me
team.
that.
to get active.
And that's what I
Exactly.
mean.
Give
me
But
that,
what is it?
Tom.
It's a
Shows
unity.
the unity.
Yeah.
100%. You want that.
And
You want
Maresca
that.
said that he's not going to pay
He's
the
not
fine
changing it.
or
Yeah, he's
something
not
like
paying
that.
it, yeah.
Like, I don't mind that because something that Chelsea had been in the last few years is very soft in the belly. Like even some of the goals we conceded this season, if the dark arts are really in you, you were not conceding them goals.
Yeah.
So I want that to be a part of it. Yes, you got to draw the line somewhere. But I feel like where we're missing out on, let's say, a Cucurella and Fofana missing the next game, we've got players that can step in. They might not
Toss
be
in.
of the quality that we've seen,
yeah.
and obviously they've been playing consistently. But it would be nice to see them in that situation. So yeah, man.
And this is like totally separate from the discipline problem. But the fact, yeah, that Fofana's not going to play. We've got Tosin that's going to come in.
I love
Vega's
that
going to
guy.
come in at left back.
I love Tosin.
If
As much
Jackson
as that-
gets suspended,
Nkunku's going to come in. Like, the substitutions that we have right now, I'm not going to lie, it makes me horny.
Yeah,
Turns me on.
However,
Extremist.
as much
Yeah, I'm extremist. I
as much as
don't
you
care.
have good players that are
Yeah.
coming in,
Yeah.
you still want the options of the other players. Like they're not going to
course.
be on the bench.
Yeah.
So what happens if something happens on the pitch?
We're doomed.
God forbid. Obviously, I don't want to wish anything on anyone, but if something happens on the pitch, Fofana and Cucurella are not an option because of their disciplinary issues. So that might be like.
But then again, I still look at the bench and I'm like, all right, Desires, you're going to have to come on. And then it's like, oh, Chilwell's probably going to get his first couple of minutes.
Chilwell's about. Like,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
And-
the squad depth that we have right now, it obviously is still an issue with the disciplinary. It's still an issue, but I just love the fact that if something does happen, we have contingency plans.
Yeah, and
and that's
He's
important.
created a platform.
And I've been seeing
for
how they work with the
competition.
other team. So yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens anyway. That's going to be a big game. Liverpool versus Chelsea after the international break. Let's move on to the title contenders. We've got Arsenal versus Southampton.
We've already spoken about us though.
Arsenal versus Southampton.
Girl.
They won
I'm
3-1.
so delulu.
We've got City who beat Fulham 3-2, and then we've got Liverpool who beat Crystal Palace 1-0. All big wins, to be honest, in their own right. I think the City win, it could have turned
lost
backwards if
Adama
Traore
Traore
was just
put it in the
Traore was
back
just
of
good.
on his thing. Southampton,
But I do like.
they played well.
Can I just mention? I do like the fact that Pep actually went up to Traore and was actually talking to him about his finishing. I don't know if anyone saw that, but they was
Yeah.
actually speaking about like, and he was just like, you know, because I know Traore definitely
He
felt
was
the
at
weight on
Barca,
his.
though, when he was there.
Yeah.
Surely, when he was a young
I'm
dude,
not
I
sure.
feel
I
like
don't think
I feel like they
so.
would have crossed over.
No,
I don't
because he
think
was
so.
at B at one point as well. Though,
But
wasn't
surely
he?
Pep still would have been in and around the mix.
I don't
Like,
know.
How old
Traore
is
was
Adama?
like
How old is he?
He's like 26, 27,
Then no.
I think.
Then no.
But
don't think so.
it was just good to see. I think Adama Traore definitely felt the pressure after that. He probably felt like the loss was on him.
Yeah.
Because he had
It
two clear cut, but you
Yeah.
know, it was just nice to see Pep do that.
Yeah.
And do you know what it is? Pep to a lot of these players is the godfather
Yeah,
of
yeah,
football.
yeah.
So
He's the GOAT,
do
man.
you know what I
Like,
mean?
so
It's
much,
like I'm
innit?
not being funny. If it was like an Ange that went to Adama Traore was probably gonna walk away. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Like, but
Yeah,
yeah.
no, facts.
And like during
I
the
know
loss
I
as well,
would.
like, yeah, Pep like talking to you, telling you keep your head up, telling him like open. Like I think he was talking about opening
Like,
his
open
body
up
and
your
how
body.
to. Do you know what I mean and stuff like that. And that was just it was a bit of encouragement because I know
Pep
he's probably gonna get a bit of slack this week. So
Pep is literally like the godfather of football.
Yeah, he's just
like,
just enjoying his period. He's completed the ball,
Yeah,
so he's just
man.
enjoying this period. But even let's talk about the goal scorers. Kovacic brace. I think this is the first time he scored a brace.
I don't know where he got this
For
Do you
from.
know?
years.
Do you know
Stepped up
what?
still. Rodri down, he stepped up.
Yeah, he's
Do you
stepping
know
up.
what's
Stepping up.
crazy? So the week before, on Goal Diggers,
Hmm.
these girls were cussing Kovacic, saying Kovacic is coming in for Rodri. He doesn't even score goals. He doesn't have clutch moments. Blah 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 blah. Blah. Those two goals just proved what Kovacic truly is
Can do.
as
Yeah.
as a player.
But he
And I
done it.
hate
He
the
done
disrespect.
a little bit. He done a little bit for Chelsea
a
as
little
well.
bit.
I'll never forget his goal for Liverpool. That
Against
one
Liverpool.
against Liverpool
Banger.
was mental, and it was
Banger.
like. But the thing is with Kovacic, what people need to understand, and why I was such a massive fan of him, his ball carrying ability is
His
mental.
ball carrying is
Like I'm
For,
so
a team,
sorry.
for a team like City, where they're gonna need that,
Bro.
I'm not being
It's just
funny.
not
Like
fair.
his ball carrying ability, and he's got great passing ability, and
Yeah.
he can pop up with a great goal. Yeah, man. Shout out to Kova. He's proving them wrong.
Big player, man.
And then we've got to talk about Arsenal. We've got to talk about Saka actually,
Huh.
because I think at
Disrespected.
this point,
It's getting annoying.
Saka
My
might
boy,
be
my boy.
one of the most disrespected
No,
footballers
he is. I
in
think-
the world right now. And there's always a scapegoat at top level of football, yeah. I think he's suffered from Arsenal's history of them winning things, yeah. But in terms of individual ability and consistency, yeah, I don't
Bro.
think that there's been more of a consistent forward. Maybe Salah, but I think
It'll only
Saka,
be- it's only
only
Salah.
Salah.
It's only Salah.
I think Saka has been easily one of the best players in the world for a couple years now, and you kind of get to see that when every player is stepping up for other sides, and they're comparing them to Saka.
I'm sorry as
Every
well.
time.
Can I just add another fact to it? The cheek of some people. This guy doesn't even rest.
Yeah,
He goes like, I'm sorry,
Always
like even down to like midweek games against teams that I
Bolton.
just think, chill out.
Yeah.
Like you don't even need to play. Arteta plays him. England, non-stop. Like it actually annoys me when I see people somewhat disrespect him in any sort of form. Like I think to myself, like, okay. They tried it in during the Euros, and it was like, oh, Saka's not doing
fine.
nothing. He was
Yeah.
the only one that was actually doing something at a consistent level
Yeah.
during Euros. It's actually seeped in. Then they done it last season. Oh, yeah, they did the whole limping thing and this, that. Then they're trying to drag it into this season, and he doesn't even care.
Yeah.
He's just balling. And it's
like,
just
I'ma show
like,
you on the
bro,
pitch,
and at the
man.
point, it's getting better because now he's adding jink.
Yeah.
Now he's getting jinky, and it's like,
Majinky.
before he wasn't even jinky. Now he's all getting jinky. I'm like,
Pip
bro,
Perez-
you lot are,
Perez
like, can you lot
sparked
stop?
that still.
Please, like, I support Chelsea. Stop winding this you up. He's getting better every time you wind him up. Let's praise him.
Yeah.
Praise him.
The thing,
He's getting better, bro.
because
he
big-
is-
No, big man thing, he's
Because
just getting
They
better.
keep on making him the underdog and being in that position.
When you know
like,
you're that good, it's like I don't need to be
And on top-
hearing nothing. I'm just going to show you on the pitch what I
Oh
can do.
my
Like,
days.
7 assists already. He's assisted.
He's
in every
crashing
single
out
game
on the
that he
whole
has played
league.
this season. Do not talk about my star boy.
Yeah, nah, he's a star.
I
boy
don't want to
still.
hear it no
He's a
more.
star
I don't
boy
want to
still.
hear people keep comparing him. Yeah, and listen to me. You know, I've all heard me say I love I love Cole Palmer. I love him, yeah. But stop comparing Saka to Cole
And
Palmer.
Foden.
They don't even play in the same
Oh
position.
my
If you want to
God.
compare someone, compare Foden to Palmer, and you know Palmer comes out on top. Stop comparing Saka to Palmer. They are not
That's
the
just
same
they just do
players.
Starboy comparisons, and it's
I
like
don't
it's
wanna
two
hear.
different, and
There's
it's two
different
different
things.
They don't even play the
Do you
same
know-
position. Like Palmer's playing
the-
Cam now. Like, do you get what I
Not in the
mean?
same position.
The narrative that I heard, I think it was from Talksport. Was it Talksport? Someone from Talksport that said that Cole Palmer's world class and Saka's like the level
Yeah,
below
that was
it.
Jamie.
Yeah, yeah,
Arthur.
yeah.
I thought that
Joke,
was
man.
very that was cheeky, very cheeky.
But that's
to
what I'm
say.
saying. It's disrespectful.
How?
It's
How did we get
disrespectful
here?
It's
because at
disrespect.
this point, like when we look at what Saka's done, and I didn't even think that this segment would turn into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Of course,
Saka,
'cause he's black.
he's actually
Let's be real.
he's
Come
done
out.
he's done so much for Arsenal since they've started the come up, and not even before Arteta.
Before
he-
it, bro, when
when
he
he
was
was
playing
playing
left back,
left back,
like,
bro.
what was you on about, bro?
He is honestly the most consistent Arsenal. Like obviously, people are going to talk about Saliba being the most consistent player. For no, it is Bukayo Saka.
And now he's captain.
For
of the
how
side.
many years?
Oh,
And
he's
since-
And I'm seeing in team talks,
got an
he's
armband,
He
bro.
ain't lost
talking.
since he
Like,
has put that
I'm-
armband
he's
on.
got an
I'm
armband on, bro.
so sorry. If you disrespect Saka, I block you now. Like if I see you disrespecting Saka on my Twitter, man, I just block you.
Like, I
because-
don't support Arsenal, but I support Saka still. And,
Yeah,
and the
man,
thing is about
sorry.
it is like, I'm so sorry. What more does someone have to do? I don't want to hear win trophies because it's not that. Like, I'm talking about on the pitch. What more can he do?
But that's what I'm saying, and that's why it's just unfortunate because, and it's no disrespect to Arsenal because I don't need to disrespect Arsenal, like, but it is genuinely because they've been so unsuccessful in the last few years,
Yeah.
or not even however long it's been, without winning major silverware.
Yeah.
That players that are playing at a top level, they're always questioning. Like if you're doing it at even at Chelsea, yeah, if Saka was doing what Palmer's doing, yeah. They would say the exact same thing about Saka. It's at Arsenal. It's like, maybe they need to win something. Like the same
us
thing
to-
about
to-
Odegaard. The same thing about who else is it? Even them now trying to say, and this is me talking. Yeah, I didn't rate the Kai Havertz move. He stepped up,
Bro.
Yeah. So, but even that narrative, do you know what I mean? There's a narrative around all of their top players because it's like, can they win something? Can they be a part of a machine that wins something?
I get that, but if we're going off of the topic, like for example, what Anita was saying with the whole Talksport thing, if they're saying that Cole Palmer's world class, but Saka's not world class, what has Cole Palmer won at Chelsea?
No,
Yeah, no, but he's won everything.
It's numbers,
He's won
though.
UCL, though. He's won UCL on Prem.
But we're talking about his stats at Chelsea. I'm not talking about what he done at City because in City we can say that he
was a
rarely
part-
played.
he rarely played.
He rarely played.
But
I'm
he
talking
scored
I'm talking about in this Chelsea team right now because at City no one was checking for no Cole Palmer. It was only towards the end of his season there a lot of people was like, all right,
there
this
was-
is Cole
yeah,
Palmer,
towards-
right?
yeah,
Let's see
last
what happens
year.
what he does at Chelsea. He comes at Chelsea and does an amazing job. Like you don't know, I love Palmer. I will talk about him till whatever. He does what he does at Chelsea. So why is it that even without silverware at Chelsea, he's been classed as world class?
You know
when
why?
He, when
Can
he
I be
barely
real?
played on a pitch at City. I
And
don't want to hear that.
do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? And it's so silly, but I know what it is.
It's Arsenal tax.
No, it's not even just Arsenal tax. It's a bit of that. It's just not pretty sometimes, and that's and that's a good thing for Saka.
What
And
do you
so-
mean?
Like in
What
terms of
Saka does is
like
increase his
no,
output.
no,
But that's
no.
what-
That's what I
I
mean.
get what you say.
No,
I get what you mean. I get what you
Output
mean.
is the most important thing. Sometimes it's about just getting it done, doing it, even if it's ugly, doing it. If you cross the ball in, it deflects, but it's calm. But what it is, you see with the difference, and I know how people look at football sometimes. If it's not sexy, they don't want it and they don't rate it. That's
Aesthetics,
just sometimes
innit?
how
Aesthetics.
it's
But do you
aesthetics.
feel like Cole
I don't
Palmer
feel
at
like
every
that.
point has played sexy ball? Because I feel like sometimes it hasn't. A lot of people were saying that you lot have all just like Palmer's racked up all of his goals from penalties. That's not
Yeah.
sexy.
Do you know? Do you know?
But
do you
you're
know?
still
No,
getting them shouts.
some of the Panenkos
If-
are sexy. No, I
if
mean,
I'm
no.
a-
You know
if
what
I-
it is?
if-
But it's not.
No, but
fluid.
you know what it is? They're just talking about, I think some people just prefer a certain type of game. Like, for example,
I don't-
no, and I
do
don't
you-
agree. No, I don't
wait,
agree.
wait,
I
wait.
think output
I
over
think
everything. But that's just how some people look at it.
I slightly
quiet on
agree
what I
with
think.
what you're saying. I think more so it's the PR machine that's
Yeah.
being slapped in our faces about. Obviously, he's got the whole. Everyone across the world is doing his celebration.
Yeah.
If everyone across the world was doing Saka's celebration, I don't know what Saka's celebration. I don't even think he's got one. But if everyone's doing his celebration, it'll be different. Cole Palmer has serious PR. It's not like he created it himself. He just has serious PR
He's playing
around
for
him.
Chelsea.
And
I'm
the world,
telling
no, but the
you,
world
I'm
loves a
telling
villain.
you.
No, the world loves a
I'm
villain.
not even
though.
doing it on a like his whole okay, not just because he played for Chelsea, but his whole energy. Like Saka has always been
The star,
the
angel,
star
the
boy,
angel.
all
Yeah.
People don't like nice people
It's
like
'cause
that.
he's-
And
he's
like I
nice.
just said, the world loves a villain. They love a villain.
But if I'm looking at Cole Palmer, I'm not seeing anything that's
Nah,
like,
he.
oh my
Think
God,
about it
Cole
this way.
doesn't
Okay,
say-
let
Don't say
me
Exactly.
paint.
No, no, no.
Wait.
No, no,
Let
no,
me
but hear
paint the
this,
narrative.
but
Let me
Shiz-
paint the narrative for you.
Shiz,
Yeah? Let me
Shiz, but
paint this
remember little
narrative.
things like, all right,
Come on,
when
man.
Chelsea and City were playing each other,
Oh, so
City were doing.
a nice guy can't be.
Wait,
No,
wait.
it's
sorry,
not that.
man.
Paint
No
it
one's
like
agreeing.
this.
But this is how this is how football's changing now. It's like back then, like football before. They want to keep that culture of the villains. They love Cole Palmer's
It's a whole
annoying.
narrative.
He walks up to the City players and goes into their huddle. He's annoying.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He tells people shut up. Like you
got
see him
edge.
talk
It's
to
got
people.
edge.
It's not
I
even
I get
just
the
that.
flair that you're talking
But
about.
output's
this
the
does
most
not talk-
important.
This is about his ability.
Yeah.
Ability
But
on
But
the
that's the
pitch.
thing. It's
Ability
the
Ability
PR.
on
The
the
whole
pitch.
PR and the whole narrative is going to play a part as to why people are putting him above Saka. So this man has left the best team in the world
I'm so
currently,
sorry, guys.
and
There's
decides
nothing
to.
that Palmer does that makes me
But
feel
no,
like,
it's the
oh my
narrative.
God, you're like world class.
So
So in
he-
terms of
wait,
PR,
wait,
It's the narrative.
Oh.
No,
In terms of PR.
Oh no, of his abilities, like your ability is your ability. But again, if we're gonna go back to what everyone else keeps saying,
Listen,
wait till he wins a trophy.
wait.
with Chelsea.
In terms of PR, you've left the best team in the world as a youngin who couldn't start. You come to another team
And you
from
perform.
London,
Top team.
you
Very
perform,
well.
and you
Yes.
give numbers that team has not been seen in a long time. You
100%.
become the first young player of the season since Eden Hazard in that team too. The whole narrative is there, and you got the celebration on top of it.
And then on top
One
of that,
season
no, but-
against how
okay,
many
okay,
And then
wait,
you
wait,
got the
wait,
final
wait.
goal
Nah,
in the Euros final
Yeah.
as
And
well.
then on top of
I get it,
that,
guys,
and then on
what
top of
Saka
that,
been doing.
okay, I hear that, but on top of that as well, yeah, you step into a new season, everyone's saying, "Can you do it again?"
And he
You're
does
scoring 4 goals in one half. You're still breaking records and stuff like that. So,
And he don't talk too much.
From your perspective, I completely understand. Saka, because of the longevity, we can say he's more proven in a sense. But if
100.
people are saying ability-wise, conversation can be open.
I think, but you know what it is?
That's the
I think
only
they're- I
time a
think they're both
conversation.
amazing. Like,
But that's
no,
what I'm saying.
I
That's the
believe-
only
putting
combo
one
I can-
lower than anyone.
Yeah.
They
This
are
is
both
spicy.
amazing, but don't speak about one person
And-
and then not
and
talk
di-
about
no,
the other
no,
person
no.
who's been consistently doing it.
Or
year in,
underrated.
No,
Oh,
year
don't
out,
undervalued.
dis-
season
don't
in,
discredit.
season
Don't
out.
discredit the
discredit.
other.
Yeah,
They
one
don't.
trophy
They,
because
and
they
and
both
another
have
thing, and another thing in football nowadays, which annoys me, recency bias.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
Saka's like you said, Saka's a well-oiled machine. He's been doing it. Obviously, Cole Palmer's new. He's a new toy. Everyone wants to play with the new toy. That's just how it is. Saka should never be disrespected by anybody because he will crash on your team
Yeah.
and you ain't doing nothing about it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
facts.
On top of that, if we're gonna end this, on
And he's shooting on his right foot.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need to start putting that one out there way more.
cut me off again.
Sorry, that right
Yeah.
foot stuff didn't get enough. It didn't get enough mention.
Can you imagine?
No, he needed that. He needed
Like
that.
what?
No, he was just doing. No, before it was the saying left foot. No, he's crashing on his right foot. It's because she said that. Now I'm gonna carry on. You get it? I'm gonna extend it. You get it? Like you ain't gonna big boy me. Yeah, you ain't gonna. Yeah, I'm Saka.
What now? Please.
So what were you gonna
Anyway, if we're gonna end it on a serious note, Cole Palmer just looks more English than Saka too, and I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
No,
I'm gonna
that's
stand that
exactly
because
what
you
it
mentioned
is.
it,
Yes,
and I'm gonna
yes,
stand on that.
yes,
Cole
thank
Palmer
you.
just looks more English.
All right,
Black
cool.
History Month.
Let's finish up
Yeah,
on a
let-
few other things.
Palmer's part of that. Right?
What else
He's
is
a
there?
quarter. He's a
We
quarter
didn't,
black.
we didn't really talk about Liverpool winning, but yeah, they won again. They're going into a run of games after international break.
Yeah, they're in
That-
their
that-
they're in their tough run of games now.
Yeah,
still.
so it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with that.
My title winners.
City have won a couple legal cases that could be very detrimental to how the league moves forward with PSR, FFP. I don't actually have all the details here, but I
They
feel like
won-
we should talk about it when we've got all
As a
like,
whole segment,
once
yeah.
it's all.
I know their thing was through the owners. I know it was an owner thing, and I think selling between their own businesses and moving stuff around.
and saturating numbers for like sponsorships.
But
and stuff like
they found a massive loophole, and now it looks like the other side's in trouble. So yeah,
Boy, FFP PSR don't think it's good for football as much as they think it is, but
yeah.
we don't make the rules. We've got to talk about a few other things that we actually haven't spoke about here. Yeah.
Okay.
Fantasy football.
Look
Yeah.
at this one smiling. Watch out.
Fantasy football.
I'm
So
sitting down a
currently
bit.
No, you're
in
not.
our league, yeah. Damn, I'm third. Anita, you mug. All right, so we got Shiz top of the league.
Come on,
We've got Neats
Yeah,
second.
baby.
come on,
Yeah, baby.
I'm third.
come on.
Yeah,
Damn.
baby.
So what, is there only four? Is there
Yeah,
only four
baby.
people in? Is there only four
We all know
people?
them well.
Nah,
Yeah,
wait.
baby.
Where are you?
I'm not in.
Why?
I'm not in.
No,
I don't
Princess
do. I
said
don't do
something real
fantasy
cheeky
league.
just then.
I said that.
Joke,
I said,
man.
is there only 4 people in the league?
What do you mean?
First,
Is there
second, and third, isn't it? That's how you not got it.
Fuck you.
bad?
Damn,
No,
man,
I don't
there's
do- I don't do
there's
fantasy
7 in the league, but yeah, it's been an interesting time. But I started without Haaland though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So for me to
Is
be
that
where I
your-
am-
is that your excuse?
I
Yeah.
started without Haaland as well.
yeah, you're only like 5 points ahead of me. So
Yeah, but I'm ahead.
yeah, calm. All I'm saying is, I will finish top of that league.
Okay.
We'll see.
No
I will
problem.
finish top of that
Hey,
league.
Shiz has a
You will
comfy
see.
lead, you know.
Nah, her lead is
comfy.
strong.
Yeah.
still,
No, but it's
strong.
not that. But for she's like first in a couple.
You know,
No
strong
way.
still,
Who's in your
strong
team?
Still. No, she had Haaland from time, and I think you captained him when he got those back-to-back hat tricks as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, strong. But it's a long season.
Don't worry, just
See
take
that-
one triple captain. I'll
You
catch
see
you.
the thing is, this is why I
Catch
can't
me,
do like this is
girl.
why I can't do fantasy league. Like I feel like my own personal vendettas. I can't.
You can't
I don't
put that
want.
aside.
No, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't want Haaland to
I
bag
ain't
a
even
hat-trick.
gonna lie. I can.
I
No,
can
I can't.
still.
Yeah, you
can.
lot are good.
I can.
I commend you lot. But
Because even yesterday, bro, I have sales in goal.
bro, I know some men that support teams like they will support United and they captain Haaland. I'm like, what are you on about,
Yeah,
bro?
yeah. No,
It's
you have
dark.
to.
That's
No, you
dark
have to.
arts. That's the
Nah,
dark arts
nah.
that people need to look at. That is
I
the
like
real
it.
dark arts. I can't get into that, bro.
I like it.
I love it. I'm so
No,
sorry.
you lot are mad.
We got to talk about FC25 as well. We need to set up our first rush session because I played it online, and the people I was playing with were selfish, man.
No, they are.
Everyone's
yeah,
just
yeah,
moving selfish. So we need to
Everybody
set a
wants to be
time
the Ronaldo.
this week. We are playing rush.
Bear in mind, can I just throw out there that this EAFC has been the lowest rated EAFC in the history of the game.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad though. I actually don't think it's that bad. I think
They
it's
need
very
a patch.
realistic.
They need a couple of patches. Is what I would
Really?
say. Yeah.
Why?
I've enjoyed this one the most. To be
I
fair,
think
you
it's
know.
very realistic, like very realistic to the point of like you can't do things with players that they can't do that in real life.
Yeah,
stuff
and
like that,
I
like-
get that, but do you know what it is? There's things that you could do with players that the players should be able to, like, for example, like through balls or not.
They're
You
not
know
good
they're
enough.
not good
They're not
enough.
good
They need to,
enough.
yeah.
I hear
It needs
you,
to
I
be.
hear you, I
There
hear
needs
you.
to. They need to just tune stuff here and there before it gets too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It gets too far, and I think they need to do a bit more with career mode as well, man. Like, I want to play a career mode, but I really want to feel like
You're playing.
this is
your
my career.
Yeah.
This is my career. I want to pick my sponsorship. I want to do this. I want to like create my own celebration, stuff like that. Like let's
Similar to
really,
2K, innit?
yeah, let's really get in there, man. You had a great chance to rebrand it. Let's go for it, man. But
I hear you.
yeah, man.
Yeah, no.
Rush.
We'll jump.
That's
on
been
that.
my
We'll
most
jump on
enjoyable mood.
been
But it's
so fun.
but it's frustrating.
It's
though.
Yeah.
it's only 4 people, so one has to sit out. I
Sit
guess.
out. Someone can manage it. Well, it depends on. We've got to do a like rock paper
It's
scissors or
not
some
me
sort.
that's
Yeah.
gonna manage.
See, why are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
saying that? I didn't. No one looked at you.
No,
bro.
no,
I
no,
can't
no,
lie, I
no.
look straight at her.
There you go. There you
I look straight
go.
at her.
I didn't
There
look
Because
at
you know what?
It's
I'll be
not
real.
me that's gonna manage.
You know the reason why, right?
You know
On
what I'm saying?
on rush right now.
No.
I'm just being honest. On rush right now,
No.
I am
Do you
on
know
a
what? Do you
15
know
game
what?
win streak. I have not taken an L.
That's
If
absolutely
Anita
fine.
goes in my team and we lose, I'm not coming here the next
I
week.
can play goalkeeper
No. Oh hell no.
No.
because you'll see that goal will be open.
No, you're not. Don't worry. We'll sort it
Yeah.
out. We'll do a
Your
quiz of
birds
some
needs,
sort
man.
to see who
A quiz.
See
who
who sits
goes
out.
who
No
so-
No
yeah,
one
who
can.
sits out
No
and
one.
stuff.
No
Worst
one can
performer
beat
has
me
to
in a
sit out
quiz.
each one.
Yeah, no fair.
No one can
fair.
beat me in a quiz. Tell me that there's a quiz coming. I'm a grammar school student. I will cram. I will make sure. I'm in that team.
Oh,
I will make
look
sure.
at
Just for
there.
you,
Just
I
concentrate
will
on
make
scoring
sure
goals
I'm in that
and
team.
defending. 'Cause
Yeah.
everyone has to defend, by the
That's
way.
fine. That's
Okay, then.
absolutely fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to end this episode,
Cheek.
it is Black History Month.
Come on.
So I feel like at the end of every episode, we should do something to highlight our history, man, because we're all black and we're proud to be black. Yeah, black owned pod.
Yeah.
We're black, the black. So, so
Black Diddy. Black.
Black.
So I was gonna say if we could all name one
Drogba.
of our favorite black players to
Eto.
play football. I'll say football now.
In general.
We'll make it generalized, and then the next week.
Hey,
we'll
do
have
the
a different-
Brazilians count as blacks? Because you know sometimes it's a bit political.
I think they yeah.
Sometimes
if they
it's
said that they
political.
are, then if not, then
Because
I ain't
sometimes they
counting
say that they
anymore.
are, sometimes they say that they aren't. So I don't know.
You're saying Drogba, yeah?
Well, yeah, but that's just a cliche answer. I'd always
Yeah.
do that. For me, N'Golo Kante, like that's just my bread and butter, man.
Yeah.
Samuel.
Of a serious football player that's humble, hungry, example, and you're not gonna see many like him ever again. That is top tier. Yaya Toure as well.
I'm going for the opposite of
Sorry,
humble.
I'm just taking all the answers.
You
innit?
like
Sorry,
it.
I'm sorry.
I've
I'm
got a
sorry.
No,
list.
gosh, it's gone.
Ian Wright.
Ian Wright,
Nah, fam.
big
If
up
I-
the
if I-
Godfather.
If we're talking Black Arsenal, it's Ian
Yeah,
Wright.
legend.
Uncle Wright.
Legend.
Uncle
Fair.
Wrighty.
And big up Ian Wright, yeah, especially because he is one of the first black people that I saw in the football space,
Yes.
just speaking like himself. And I think he said it on one pod of how like he made it intentional to be comfortable and be himself. And if he didn't, I don't even know if we'd be
Where we
how we
are.
are.
No,
Like,
no,
you know
it's
what I
true.
mean?
I
So,
agree with it.
like, we actually
It's
have
true.
to big up people like him, especially like Michael, all these men, because they're
Pioneers.
all pioneers in their own right. And hopefully we can get them on the pod because, you know, sometimes it's shooting there.
And you know what it is? We should do, I think, for each episode for the month, I say all of us just pick one black player and why we love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, come.
I'm on that.
Neats, who you saying? Who's your player?
Samuel Eto'o.
Yeah.
He just made scoring goals look impossible to do on the
Yeah.
playground. Like, it's so weird how anything that he touched, it went into the goal. And it came from the fact that, was it Arsenal that were meant to sign him? Was it Arsenal that was meant to sign him? And they opted not to. So I think it was Arsenal.
Yeah.
We
think it
still
was
need to do that
Arsenal.
segment of the first 11 of the almost that Arsenal could have signed,
Oh,
because
we
I
gotta
believe
do
that would have
that.
been
International break.
that
man.
would have
We
been
got
worse.
we got
No,
time,
that would have
we
been
got
worse than the
time.
Man
You
City
know
team,
what?
by the
You
way.
know what? Next week we'll do an episode of all of these segments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
List
get
it down.
because international. Yeah, let's get that down.
We'll list that down. My player is he's a recent legend. I don't even know if it's controversial. I don't want to make it controversial because I don't know
agree
him
with you already.
personally.
I think I know
but
who it
I
is.
don't think he was guilty of what they tried to charge him with, and that's Paul Pogba.
Yeah, I knew you was
Oh,
gonna say
okay.
I don't know what
I
I
don't
was
know where you was
that.
going.
No, I knew it was Pogba. You know what? I knew it was
what?
Pogba. I knew it was
I
Pogba.
was thinking
No, let's not
BM.
even-
I was
No.
like,
Don't worry, I'm never playing there.
yo.
People are strange. But the reason I say Paul Pogba, one, I met him in Cannes this year, and I spoke briefly about the whole situation, and like, I don't know the man, but it just felt like he had just been done dirty in it. Like, obviously there are rules and regulations, and he's saying he didn't purposely take what he did, yeah. But aside from that, like the player he is and how unapologetic he is, like I think he's one of the biggest reasons that players are able to express and be
Themselves.
who they are, especially black players, bro. We're seeing
Yeah,
Koundé step
man.
up to go into
Yeah, look how he was
international duty,
masked
wearing,
up,
like,
yeah,
masked
the
up
mask and
suits
all that,
all of this
yeah.
stuff. This guy he's been dancing online, getting the trims and that,
He
like
like
from
Rafael
day.
Leao and his swag now, like
Making
Yeah,
music,
a lot
like,
of it.
making
We
me
see a
like,
lot of
Pogba
it.
was
yeah.
genuinely one
A
of
lot
the
of it, and it
pioneer.
started with a lot of the
This
French
generation,
team as well, like because
Yeah.
he brought that over there.
He's
That drip.
pioneer, man.
He's coming back though. So.
Yeah, coming back next year.
Hey,
I wonder where
free my
he's
guy.
gonna go though, because I think he's
Apparently,
he's
Juventus
contracted.
are already looking at getting him and renewing him or whatever.
I heard they were terminating.
They heard they were terminating.
Yeah, I heard they're terminating.
Oh,
Go
do you know
Inter.
what? Do you know what?
Milan?
Maybe I read it wrong.
Yeah, you might have.
I might have just read
Because all the
headline.
reports are saying that they're terminating.
My
like,
bad.
soon.
Ignore what I said, guys.
But I think he could. He's still got. I want him to go to somewhere in Europe. I need to see him win another title.
Hey, imagine a Man United resurgence,
No,
and
I would
then
love
he's
to-
the
I would
one
love
that
to-
picks them up.
No, I would love to see him at like
I'd hate it.
a
Arsenal.
Villa.
That place ruined
It's
him.
Villa.
toxic.
That place
Toxic.
ruined him. He should have
you
never
never
gone
need
there.
him. What
Wait,
about-
sorry, you'd want him to go where? Villa?
Yeah, man.
Nah.
No, you
Relax.
I don't want him
Why
to
you
come
gotta
Prem.
strengthen them too
I
much?
don't want
the
him to
hell?
go Prem. I want him to
Yeah,
be in
man.
Europe, go into somewhere, just win a
saying.
title, and
Somewhere
dab on the
else where
title.
we
But then
can,
I'm just
like,
like,
yeah.
where would
We can
he
support
go
him.
and be safe? Because it's not Inter.
PSG.
Oh yeah.
PSG, he'll be safe.
PSG.
He will be safe in
Oh
PSG.
my god.
That could
They would
happen
love
as
him.
well.
They
And
would
if
love
they,
him.
and if he,
Francais as
Yeah.
yeah,
That
yeah.
could happen as
They
well.
would love
PSG,
him.
man.
Okay, nice one. That's a nice
And I'll
way
buy
to
that
end.
PSG shirt.
Word. That's a nice
Same.
way to end the episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions, make sure you get it into us on all social media platforms, or just
Yeah.
message Anita separately, or call her. We can give you her
Yeah,
number.
we'll give you a
We
number. I'll put it
definitely
on the.
will
I'll
do
put it
that.
on the
Yes.
TikTok.
We
How-
will do that,
How
especially.
did we get here?
And
We
we'll
got
be
you.
here next time. See you guys later.
Let me even read it out. Take care.
Later.
Yo, guys, it's us from Keep It 90. Massive thanks to Spotify for supporting us. Have you given us a follow yet? If you haven't, make sure you do.